We're going to try and start streaming again and see what happens here.
I think support is the discovery.
I think there are 2 support capital ships, aren't there?
Support and command. Command is the correlate.
Command. Okay, all right. Food out of gob now.
Now.
Max,
Right, folks. Hopefully this is.
Food.
Oh god. Hopefully this is now operating as intended. Let's just take a quick look. Only one of my chats is connected, which is a bit irksome. Let's try and restart restream.
Hi, Jiro. I'm eating some popcorn, some salty. You want some?
So,
He's genuinely asking what I'm eating.
he also wants some.
Look,
Hi, Ivix. Hello again, Centurion. I'm ever so sorry about the stream not working as intended there. I suspect, although I don't know, as most wireless connections operate on 2.4 gigahertz, the fact that my phone went off several times just kicked the router into a bit of a fun time. Which is a bit frustrating, but that's the way of life, isn't it?
Does happen.
It shouldn't happen, it just does. Right then, so, research. I need to do some. I think maybe today is a good day for me to concentrate on station unlocks, isn't it?
Yeah.
What do you folks reckon?
where we're gonna put those again? Didn't we change like the whole?
Yeah, they'll be going into the top tree, which is the unlocks tree.
Oh yeah.
So we've got plenty of space down here, look.
Yeah.
So we'll concentrate on the station unlocks today, and then perhaps some upgrades, etc. The research outpost and military outpost, of course, they don't need unlocks, but the subspace satellite, the H1 orbital habitat, the trade port, the communication satellite, and indeed the refinery, they're all going to need unlocks. Also, at some point, we're going to need to do unlocks for maybe not the standard defense turret, but we'll need to do upgrades for it. The resupply post. Do we want that to come as standard?
It's kind of vital, so yeah, I think
It is, isn't it? And that's my thought. I think it should be available from the word go.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
I may have to buy the game just so I can play Armada 3 again. Really great Star Trek mod. Oh, thank you very much, Colonus.
Hey.
Yeah, we're happy with the way it turned out. It was a long time getting finished, but it was very fun to make. We enjoyed it. Okay, so it's time for me to think about getting some work done.
Audacity, time to make sounds.
Right, so what I'll do is I'm going to make a new folder here, which is going to be AOTF research, so I don't lose any of it. And then I'm going to steal my own research. Sacre bleu indeed. Let's just go Fed Res.
Better dead than fed.
Fed Misk Wild Weasel. What's that? No one knows.
Wild Weasel. Don't you read that on your law.
I know, but it just says Fed Misk Wild Weasel all in capital letters. It doesn't fit our naming convention, which of course angers me.
How should it anger you? I'm the one that usually.
Hashtag triggered goal.
Triggered.
That's a Starfleet Command thing now, wasn't it?
Yep. Speaking of Starfleet Command, time to grab all the sound files.
Well, let's copy this, paste it into this folder. There we go. So. And we'll have to rename this to something that's appropriate. So this is going to be Fed Res, which is stands for research. We will call it maybe Station Unlock. That sound good to you guys?
Yep.
And what's the first one we'll do? We'll do trade to start with, shall we? There we go. Fed Res Station Unlock trade. Now let's open it up and take a look at the code itself. We'll close all but this just to make sure we don't confuse ourselves.
Find my SFC2 OP installation.
this can all stay as it is. Now, where do we want trade? We want trade relatively early as the Feds, don't we?
Trade and mining should be a lot earlier than it was on our old thing, because it's going to be a lot more vital.
Okay, so should we have them respectively at 1 and 3, or 0 and 2?
I'll defer to your judgment on this one.
I think 0 and 2, and then I'll pop something in between, which is an upgrade. So trade can be on tier 0, which means it needs to be in position 0 here. Let's check how many slots down we want. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll put it in slot 5, which is down here. So there's a line of delineation between these two things. There we go. It needs to be in the combat research field, or what is called the combat research field. We don't want any research prerequisites.
What?
Inferno Gaming, there will be ways to get those ships, but they might not be what you expect. That's all I'm going to say about that.
There we go. And the tier it is of course tier 0. Now the cost, it needs to be relatively cheap, so let's put it for the time being at 300 credits, maybe 55 metal and 50 crystal. We'll probably end up upping that. Let's make sure max number of research levels 1. Now, here's another good question. Do we only want this to work? Do we only want to have the capacity to build trade stations once they're researched if we have the requisite number of labs? Or does it not matter in this instance?
Depends on that one. I think it should, because it gives more sense to target the research structures.
Okay, so we'll leave it as only works if tier labs exist. True. And there we go.
Always change it. It's a single value.
We can indeed. We can indeed. Okay, there we go. That is this research done, but we need to tie this into the game itself. So let's go in here, go into game info, and now we need to find the station. Some very jumpy music on today. I'm quite enjoying it. Here we are, Fed Trade Station. Now you can see here, in order for the trade station to be built, it doesn't require a research prerequisite at the moment. Prerequisite, damn it. Everyone takes the mickey out of me, folks, because I can't spell. And they think it's funny. They think it's funny.
It's funny though.
It is kind of funny, isn't it? Now, if we were to open something like the Fed carrier up, you would see that there are prerequisites here, and that's how you do them. So we'll actually steal this. We'll borrow this little segment, come here, and plop that in there so it knows there's a research prerequisite. Change that to 1. But it also needs the right research, which of course is in this folder. So if we just right click it, press rename, and copy that, bang it in there, press save, it knows it needs a research now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice and simple really, isn't it? Ultimately.
Yeah.
Let's grab this, copy it, and we'll paste it into our game info folder. There you go, the file exists. And we now need to edit to the entity manifest so it knows. There are a couple of steps I haven't done here, folks, and we will come to those.
Or will we?
Well, we should, otherwise it's going to make Orion's job harder.
There
we go, so it's now in the entity manifest. And one last step that we need to do is we need to find our players.
Right.
Which are down here,
Audio.
which is the UFP.
It's the UFP. FP.
Why? Why do you do these things?
Of course, they do need a theme tune.
Respect yourself.
What? Show me what you're working with. There we go. So the Federation now knows that it wants that research as part of it. We have to exit the game in order to see if those changes have taken effect correctly. So let's do so. Hey Bernie, how you doing? I'm sorry I missed you there.
Bernie Sanders. God.
It's not Bernie Sanders. It's Bernie Bear.
Oh,
Oh.
even better.
Even more important, yeah. Oh, Barnaby, we don't have the Borg in this particular mod, so I don't think it would help very
But
much.
if the Borg would come in this mod, it'd be like,
Oh, we should have an event with that freighter from Enterprise.
how about we don't? Because it's,
Yeah. And it
Alright.
just grows over time.
it turns into a cube eventually.
Hoscott would like to know what kind of soundtracks will be in the game. We're mainly using Enterprise soundtracks, but there are others that we're using, aren't there?
From the series we're using mostly.
Yeah, primarily from the Enterprise series. Now, the reason that I'm not playing them right now and I'm playing some kind of generic background music is because if I play Star Trek music, then my video gets flagged and I get in trouble for it. So
He's a very naughty boy.
Get a slap bottom.
will Kirk be involved in this mod? No.
Nope.
I'm afraid to say. Archer is in it. Indeed, Joel, copyright strikes.
See, I'm looking forward to hearing in AOTF2 the sad, the very depressed Kirk going, "This is Enterprise." And his voiceovers and stuff like
We have been exploring.
There's something on the wing. Something. He sounds so fucking dumb with Star Trek when he did the voiceovers of Legacy.
Captain Kirk is climbing the mountain. Why is he climbing the mountain?
To hug the mountain. To propel them to hug the mountain. I know exactly what video you mean.
You do, don't you?
You guys and your movies. Captain Kirk is climbing a mountain. Why is he?
Unrelated, do you like anime Boruto, Naruto? I'm not really an anime fan. There are a couple that I've enjoyed in the past. I quite
He
like...
likes Bible Black.
Who?
Don't
Oh, no, this is unacceptable, isn't it? Whatever you said, I know it's unacceptable, and it's probably pornography.
Don't Google it.
I'm not Googling it on stream, bloody hell. I liked Cowboy Bebop.
Chat to go like, oh.
I like Cowboy Bebop. I liked Akira. That was quite fun. There's a few of the studio. I never say this correctly. It's either Ghibli or Ghibli. Not sure which.
Jiggly.
The Jiggly Studio. Yes, Ghibli. I have enjoyed a few of their films. I particularly like Grave of the Fireflies. I thought that was excellent.
Don't you like Ponyo?
What's that?
Ponyo? Not
Look,
seen Ponyo?
Saying it louder doesn't make me know what it is any better.
Yes, it does.
Oh, okay. Okay, so Centurion saying it would be logical to assume that the logistic military stations needed to unlock the trade and other larger stations would not be needed to build them once unlocked. Yeah, I can understand that argument. The Kirk bashing again is real. We can't help ourselves. Will Sarek be involved? No. At least that's not our intent.
Yes. Sarek Envoy, Surak. Similar name.
Indeed. Oh, the Sarek Envoy. Now there we go. We have our research now. Quite clearly, it doesn't have the correct text, so that's something that we'll fix in a moment, and I'll show you how to do that. That's something that Orion is working on a lot. So it unlocks the K3 trade port. Let's make sure. Aha.
Additional research required.
Have we mentioned that Orion is new string boy?
New string boy. Orion, he's kind of... I almost want to call him our publicist because that makes him sound awesome, doesn't it?
Oh, that is a cool...
Yeah, Orion does a lot of our PR.
He's our PR manager.
He manages our Facebook page. He's done some wonderful, excellent stories on our ModDB page as well, showing off some screenshots and doing loads of cool, really, really cool stories. In fact, he's right here, right now. Orion's terrible. He's awful. Don't want him to get a big head, you see. Is Orion? I've never heard of it.
He's basically what stops me from going all wonkers at you guys. It's like, stop asking stupid questions.
Yes, so Orion he's working on what we call our strings, which are the descriptions you see in the bottom right-hand corner there.
It's also our underwear.
Yeah, our string vests. He's been diligently using his prodigious knitting skills in order to create string vests for us because he knows it's quite hot in Europe at the moment. I prefer the term whipping boy.
It's funny, Cole. Everything you
I
just
do
said
too.
was wrong.
Right, let's go back into the game info folder before we confuse ourselves any further than is necessary.
It's too late for that.
Right, good.
Actually,
Let's find our little station unlock here. Now, here we have our little research jib jab. Now, we called it station unlock. Trade. Now we have to give it one more definer, which is name. And what I'll do is I'll just copy this entire segment into this and change this to desk, which is description.
To Inferno Gaming, will Duras be a hero ship for the Klingon Empire, and will Shran be a hero ship for the Feds? We haven't decided what heroes are going to be like in this. So I can't really answer that question just yet. I think now we've got a starter hero, Federation, that's Archer, and they're basically just the same as a regular ship, with the exception of just a fancy name tag.
Actually, this is a really good question for Orion. Have you got any string pushes to make that you haven't changed yet? Because if you have, then what I'm about to do will break what you're doing. So let me know, Orion. If you're not doing any work right now, I'll do this and you'll be fine. Otherwise, I'll hold off. Yeah, we've got the crossfield. If I just...
It's a redesign, though.
That is our crossfield class. It is a redesign. It's one that we made ourselves to fit with our headcanon.
yeah. It's got more elements of the what the fleet would look like in that era. It works better with what our ships that we have.
Oh, Centurion says, did you hear about the Excelsior class revamp in Star Trek Online yesterday?
Yes, I did.
No, I
That's
haven't.
really good.
Yeah, I'll have to take a look at that once the stream finishes. Sounds great. I mean, you know, the Excelsior class, and in fact, that era of ships are generally my favourite era, so anything that improves upon that is going to make me quite happy.
It basically, when I saw it, I was like, okay, I'm getting an Excelsior again in Stowe.
I think I might have one. Is it on the research tree? The crossfield should be.
I think it's one of the ships that basically where it went wrong and we forgot to make a thing for it.
I'm sure we did.
I think I've made an icon for it, a build.
Oh,
but
yeah, we've got two things that unlock the same thing. We've stuck it in with a Korolev at the moment, haven't we?
the vape cloud shall ruin the Federation. It shall not.
No more tonight should be good. Okay, thank you very much, Orion. I will do so then. Yeah, I do need to make an additional one, and I'll put it somewhere. Very good. Thank you for noting that. I'll do good things for it at some point. Right, let's go into the string folder. Right click, open it up, and what I'll do is I'll steal these little bad boys. The music's become very kind of a little bit of kind of post-Spanish dance. I don't know how this has happened.
You know, that was one thing I was going to do as well. I want to think about it. I need to replace that.
Hoscat says, would we add the Doomsday Machine in the game? We've discussed this in the past, haven't we?
yes.
I personally think it would be cool.
Yeah, and I think we've suggested that we probably will add the Doomsday Machine. However, it's probably not going to be as strong or powerful as it was in Star Trek Armada 3, because we found that players, particularly playing on smaller maps, had a bit of a hard time with it when it blew up their planets. So we might not make it quite as strong.
Yeah, I'd argue that it should be an AOTF 2, not AOTF 1.
Patrick Wilkinson asks, can you research the NX refit with a secondary hull like Drexler designed? Yes, you can. We've called it the Endeavour refit, and as you progress through your researches, in fact I can show you. Look. You grab your NX somewhere around here. There's your NX class, your standard NX. You can then, via research, you unlock the Poseidon, progress to a Columbia refit, which it's slightly lighter in hull and a little bit stronger than your standard NX. And then you progress to the Endeavour refit, which hopefully you can see in the bottom right-hand corner there. It does have its little secondary hull. It's got the engineering hull, which again makes it a little bit stronger. And then from there you can progress to various other researches, such as the Kelvin and the Korolev and the Geronimo, etc. Oh, failed to find string ID. Fed Res Station Unlock trade name. Yes, I know, that's because I've just done it and I haven't finished. Oh, Michael, thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much, Lawrence. Well, I'm glad to see you back. It's been far too long since I've seen you. Oh, the music is too quiet for you? Oh, I'm sorry. I don't really know what I can do about that. I don't really want to turn the music up because I'll probably struggle to hear my colleagues. In my headset, it's very, very loud, the music. But naturally, let's just see what I can do. If I do that, that's going to make... Well, on my little stream controller, I can turn both yourselves and the music up just by turning my receive volume up a little bit on there. So hopefully that's made the music a bit louder.
Oh, it annoys me Notepad++ doesn't have an open recent button.
I can imagine.
Oh no, there's a little thing down the bottom. No, it's fine. We're all okay.
We're all fine here.
Everything's fine. How are you? Space, the final frontier. You know what? People hate on Enterprise, but Archer's theme was beautiful.
I don't know if you've noticed, but I've found that since Discovery, Enterprise has got a whole lot less hate.
Yes.
Well, I can appreciate that, Centurion. I do think that given the time period of Cage, it does fit in just. The Doomsday Machine would be right at the end of the time period that we deal with, admittedly. Girl, the music is too soft. Let me see what I can do about that. Accidentally blasts dubstep and deafens everyone. I'll do my best. Strat says, I actually love these games and like watching you guys having fun battles. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Really good of you. A bit sad that they canned ENT before we saw the refit. I am as well. I think it would have been great because Enterprise had just got to that point in, was it season 4, guys? That it was actually getting good. It was getting really very good, and they thought, "Nah, we don't want any more of that." It was almost a sci-fi level of I don't give a shit about this show. Thanks for that. I will never, ever, ever forgive you for Firefly. Will the Orion Syndicate be involved? Yes, Oscat, they will. They make up the pirate faction. Inferno also asks, will the Zindi be involved? Yes, they are.
Yes, very much so.
Very much so. They are militia around some of the planets. They're very much involved. I'd rather watch A Night in Sickbay from Enterprise than Discovery. Fair enough,
God,
Gerard.
that is a bad episode.
And Ivix says Enterprise is always really high up there for me. I think it's my second favourite. Good on you. I think a lot of it depends on when you're a kid.
I mean, I really enjoyed Enterprise as well, because, I mean, when I watched I was younger, I always enjoyed it.
Right, what should now be happening is K3 Trade Station, affect K3... Blah, 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 blah. Yep, that's fine. So the K3 Trade Station is done. We don't have an icon for it. Yes, we do. We do have an icon for it. I'm just very, very stupid, folks. If I actually go to the trade station itself...
I mean, no, you're not.
You dick. Sad now.
Right, guys?
Isn't that true?
You assholes. Let's find the trade. God damn it.
Honestly, though...
Where's the respect?
You know what I'm still waiting for, though? Mr. Plinkett's review of... what's it called?
Of us.
No.
Why won't he do it?
Mr. Plinkett's review of Star Wars The Last Jedi.
Construct more research stations.
I think I may need to restart the game to see if this works. Unless... No, I did it in the right place. That's fine. Why is it Trade Center?
That's a trade center. Jesus, are you...
HUD icon, fed, build button, Trade Center. Without an E on the end. What's happening here? Did I do this? I did this. I hate myself. I made this. Dick! Alright, let's see if it's worked. Star Wars The Last Jedi is mentioned. Absolute silence ensues. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have been the direction I would go in.
That's a very
Polite.
safe way of putting it.
Well, you know, I respect Ryan Johnson or whatever the bloody hell they're called.
I don't respect him.
I know,
Right,
but
starting.
I might, but I want
everyone.
I want a job.
Let's talk about how bad Discovery is again.
Oh, hey, Cryptic. I think we've... Quark.
Quark. Quark, the jump to light speed at the fleet basically ruins the entire Death Star trench run, because why the hell didn't they just, you know, send a few fighters at hyperspace speed into...
Actually, of that entire chain of scenes, the thing that bothered me most was the arcing shots from the Supremacy.
Oh, let's not even get started about those.
Because lasers
Hey
don't
guys,
arc.
It's gotta be like in World War II, right?
No, I get that. I get the artistic direction of why it happened, why they made that choice, but it just doesn't make any sense from a physics point of view.
Or a lore point of view.
Gravity, right?
Unless the projectiles contain some kind of tracking device and they were arced upwards in order to potentially hit the weaker top armor, but it wouldn't be
It's
weaker.
a laser.
Well, it's technically superheated plasma. If we're going to go into it.
I doubt that Schism would tell you that, Saval.
Well, actually, Brad's said there will be a Sins too. He just hasn't said when.
Well, Brad really wants a Sin too, though, doesn't he?
Let's take a look. Hey, look at that K3 trade station.
Research stations.
Who's doing the dishes?
It's Connor just chewing on plates.
I'm so hungry.
That's what I need.
I hate icons. Oh, Ivix, why did you do this? Don't kick the bee's nest. Don't do it. Right, the next thing that we are going to need... Let's minimise this. And what we'll actually do is we'll just go... Get rid of this. Get rid of this. And we'll keep these two entries because we're going to need them in a bit. Search can go away. We'll reopen this. And we now need our refinery. Now I'm actually going to make this the next one 2. Yeah, we'll go 2 further on. Let's open this. It's going to be in position 3 this time. Still in Mark 5. It's tier 3. Needs to be more expensive this time.
The pact of alliance with the Dominion.
Nightshade or Bane, thank you very much for subscribing to the channel.
Name's familiar.
Who is this?
Who this new phone?
Who this? Who this? What's your number? Let's make the refinery a bit more expensive because they're very important in AOTF. I think we're going to make it 700 credits. I think probably 125 metal, and let's round it. Let's go for 100 crystal. That'll do the job there. Do we want...
Crazy.
I know, it's... Woo! Oh my god, I cannot... I can. Let's just grab this so I can grab me little prerequisites again.
What?
Prerequisite. Don't do this to me. You make me second guess myself every time. It makes me get a bit sweaty about it all.
Prerequisite, you say?
Recursive?
Pre-circuit.
The reason that everybody's
Am I
taking the piss
part
here,
then?
guys, is because in a previous stream, I spent half an hour looking for an error of my own making because I'd spelt prerequisite incorrectly. And being really supportive fellow developers, my colleagues like to remind me of this at every possible opportunity.
No, no.
I don't think they'd ever do that, though. I think.
Oh, don't you?
Accusatory.
Don't you?
Nah, I think that's just very. You know what? That's just offensive to your fellow devs.
Yeah. No, we love you, Chris. We would never do such things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Chris?
Is that right?
Accusatory tone is just unnecessary.
Alright, let's get out of the trade station. This is going to be refinery. And that was Gull trying to do a gay Ferengi. Where did that come from?
Gay Ferengi.
I'm not just trying.
He's not just any Cardassian. He's RuPaul Ducat.
Oh, God.
Jesus Christ.
I'm struggling hard to remember why I let you in the streams.
Because you love.
Oh, that. Was that the reason?
Probably not.
There we go. Okay, so we now have the refinery research prerequisite in there. Let's grab this build button. Put it here and here. There we go. We've done all the stuff that we need to there. Now we will need to copy it. Uh-oh. I pasted a shortcut. That was a mistake.
Mistakes were made.
And I undid my renaming as well. That needs to go away. Let's just make sure that everything is as it should be. Yes, it is. There we are. Right, that is now working as intended.
Everything is going according to plan.
It is. Back to the player UFP. Let's get our next research in. It's surprising that we've already got 63 now researchers in for the Feds.
63?
Yeah.
Bloody hell. We're not mucking about.
Save that. Now we will go to our entity manifest. Alright, let's see if this has worked. Right after we change the strings. Would I consider adding myself and Bane into the game? No, probably not. Sadly, we're not canon Star Trek characters. I've checked.
What if
we're not.
construction is complete?
Right, let's just. Sorry, I haven't read the chat for about 5 minutes here. Let's just take a look. I'd like to remind your colleagues of Gull's 10,000 betrayals, death of 1,000 spoons.
To be fair, you could never keep that one spoon up. I mean.
Oh my. Okay, this is why you need Google autocorrect so you can spell prerequisite correctly. Thanks, Banana! Did I know the bird is the word? Yes, I did.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Oh, thank Christ. I was thinking while rewatching Enterprise, says Ivix, you know that powerful repair station Archer found? Do you know we were actually talking about this the other day?
Hey, check this out. This is going to be the Ares' what's it called? Fire at will ability. It's a work in progress, so it's going to start like this.
Okay, that's good.
And it's just got to have that thing. And it's good. Basically, there's a fire rate boost, but I felt like, you know, this would be a nice start.
Yeah, it's looking good. I mean, so you're probably going to want to do that ability as needs to face target true, aren't you?
Oh, no. It does a buff to self, which just increases fire rate. So, you know, I'm just going to have a little visual representation that it does that.
Okay, but if it's just firing off into the middle of nowhere, that's no good.
Yeah, it's fine.
Fire rate is increased, but accuracy decreases by 10,000%.
Have I heard of the group CCR? No, I haven't.
Have you heard of our great and glorious leader Cthulhu?
Our scouts have discovered a new world, Orion. Will Mud be in the game? Oh, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it? We could do a random event with Mud.
That's, again, it's more for the next one, though, isn't it?
It is, actually, yeah. It's more TOS to TMP. Yeah, Mud will probably be in a production of ours at some point. Have you ever thought about adding in your own custom ships? We've already done that, Strap.
There are plenty of custom
and he also says, or making a game with your own ships. That's something that we've definitely bandied around a lot. One thing that that's put us off doing that, if you will, is by virtue of the fact that we haven't, as a team, got a great deal of coding experience outside Sins. That's changing. We're all learning as we go about things. So you never know. Maybe at some point in the future we'll try and produce something with our own IP. You never know. It's certainly not going to be in the very near future because we've got a lot to do with AOTF. But maybe in the future. I mean, I really hope that you and everybody else who watches our stuff will keep their eye on us. And if we ever come out with our own IP, then, you know, you'll be the first to know. Hey Draconian, how are you this evening? I don't want to kill you, Cryptic. You keep coming and watching my streams and I appreciate that. You can live.
For now.
Right, let's just minimise you, Maximus. And carry on with what I was doing. There we go. So what's the refinery called, guys? Do you remember?
No.
Have we given it a name, Max?
Check the string. Sorry. 0.5. Okay.
Its string is Fed Station refinery name. Still can't spell. C2 refinery. Yes, there we go. Thank you. Still can't spell refinery. Come on now. Will Tholians or the time ship be involved? Tholians are. We already have those as militia defenders, Oscat. The time ship, I don't think we've got anything to do with that going on.
Wouldn't really make sense either. But it would.
Draconian says he just got back from his son's nursery graduation party. What's one of those? It sounds fun, but...
It's when a nursery graduates and it's like, yay, we've now got a proper nursery.
The bug spraying. Vorgons, no. We talked about it and it was a Vorgon conclusion that they wouldn't be involved. Ew! Joe, I genuinely think that I should be a parent because I'm full of dad jokes.
So angry.
Yeah, I don't know what's worse, the joke or you laughing so much at it.
The reason that I laugh so much at my jokes is because I know they're going to make everybody else angry, and that just amuses me no end.
Why do you think I'm like how I am?
Do a count, should be 8,062, it is.
Look, you can stop going on about the Vorgons because it's just not happening.
Do you know what I've done? I've done something terrible here. I see. If I just copy this, press Ctrl Z a couple of times. Because I've realised I've overwritten things. There we go, that fixes that. And then we'll paste that in there. Move that to 8064.
Alright, if you could in a second towards my screen.
I certainly will. I'm very, very quickly going to check my work. Graham says girls should do stand-up. Why make one stream miserable when you can work over a whole room? Thanks!
Last time he worked over a whole room is when you and those two
Oh my.
I don't know what you were doing with that toothpaste.
I always wish Captain Proton would be in Armada 3, says Huscat.
What I believe, what?
Captain Proton
Yeah, but then he would be able to do what?
was in Armada 3.
Yeah, Yes, with his best friend Buster Kincaid. I mean Harry Kim. I mean Buster.
Do you know the worst thing about Harry Kim as well? And that is he generally did play the useless sidekick as well.
Well,
even in fiction. Just
that's his role. The pregnant useless sidekick, no less.
But if you were to be so kind as to gaze,
Oh well done. I'm still checking my work to make sure that I've done good.
what already?
It's important to do good rather than to do goof.
I think goof is just normal these days.
As always, guys, guys who are watching, keep the questions coming. Ideally, mainly about AATF. That would help.
I mean, we accept other Star Trek questions, I'm sure.
We do.
Yes, random Star Trek trivia and Star Wars, as you have found out in the SWG stream.
That's true. Okay, so we can now see that the refinery is behind a wall. 1 point of C2 refinery unlocked. Prerequisite research must be conducted first.
Reverse quit? What?
Oh no! What happened to my... Oh, I didn't do that arrow yet. Okay, that's fine. I was just about to lose my Shizar. But no, I haven't created that arrow yet. That's why it's not showing up. That's fine. Okay, there we go. The C2 refinery unlock is there. Ready and waiting. I need to do that at some point in the near future. How irksome. Right, let's...
What to do indeed. Hello there.
Hey man, you got the Rhode Island. That's something. Yeah.
Yeah, you get back, get a Nova.
we found this. We found this in a trash pile. Why don't you take that?
Found it in the Delta Quadrant. Thought you might like it.
I'm really sorry. We're gonna have to give you something recycled.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's been shot through.
Patrick's asking me specifically a question. Go one question. Are there any Discovery ships that you like in their show configuration? Not ones that we've TOSified. Yes, actually, there are. I think they did a fairly good and fairly sympathetic job from what I've seen on the Constitution. I don't hate that at all. I'm not saying I prefer it to the TMP Constitution, but I do like it. And I also like what they called in the show, quite aside from its name, which I don't like, I like the D7, the Klingon D7 ship. Which, of course...
Disconnect from the stream now.
Oh, come on. The vessel itself was quite cool looking. The fact that they called it a D7 absolutely enraged me, because it's nothing like a D7. But that doesn't prevent it from being quite an interesting, quite a good looking model. Now, Max, I am looking at your stream, as requested.
Oh, yes, good. Hello, people. Welcome to my stream. Today we're going to be... Oh, wait.
Try not to wiggle the camera too fast, because I'm not seeing it in very good quality. Which, of course, means the audience are seeing it in even worse quality.
Well, what we've got here is the Ares class, with bubbly nacelles.
Is it from Aerolon?
Okay, so these icons have not been in yet, so I'm going to need to get these abilities. Okay, let's... Okay, that's not good.
Cryptic's just asked when the mod will be out. Lynch mob, go!
That's another five days added.
Go. I give that ability as well. We have icons for these, they're just not implemented yet. Let's give these a test and see how these abilities look in game.
Let's replace the star with one of those massive spheres from The Expanse. Yes, please. I love The Expanse so much.
Copyright strike.
Will we implement a ship taking feature like in Armada 1 and 2?
No.
We don't think we're going to for this one.
Now watch this. Oh.
Just fired in all the directions.
They're trying to shoot a cloaked scimitar.
Excuse me.
You've done it sideways, haven't you?
No.
You daft flunker.
Yeah, absolute dildo.
What a bell end.
The hell?
Don't think we didn't notice that voice crack, girl. I know. At 32, finally my voice is breaking. Yay.
Hold up.
It's a rarity.
Oh!
I think I might have known what's going on. I don't know if that'll do, because this one should be fine. Ah, damn it, I'm going to have to restart the game. I didn't have the right attach point of the ability, meaning it just attaches to the space where it launches from, meaning it just goes completely on the axis of the world and not the axis of the ship itself. Yada, yada, yada. Boring. Fixed it already, but I had to restart the game because sins.
Indeed.
Just because I'm Dutch doesn't mean that I've got clogs, Mr. Gerald. Hold up.
He's also got a windmill sticking out the top of his head. And a snorkel just in case.
Listen here, you married person, you know who you are. I haven't seen you
wearing clogs
in like ever. So yeah. Mr. Nightshade 2K9 because Nightshade 2K was already taken, so you added a 9.
Speaking of being Dutch, do you carry a snorkel around wherever you go just in case?
No, I have a pocket submarine.
So that'd be amazing.
That's SpaceX.
Be like the weirdest version of Iron Man ever. Oh no, it's a bit soggy.
You know those things from Dragon Ball? It's like poof submarine. Not just like it's Typhoon class as well, so it's well and big. Wrecked the house with that one day. Turned out it was just like a bit of rain.
So if it rains and your cogs get wet,
right? Patrick Wilkinson would like to know if that new ability for the Ares gives the stormtroopers control of its phasers.
I'll have you know that I am in SWG a TIE pilot, and I know stormtroopers who, on occasion, have hit their target.
Are you aware of the term? Actually, that's a really good question.
About anything other in the.
Jarrell's just asked a question, or he's just mentioned something, and I'm just wondering if you are aware of it. Do you know of the term double Dutch?
Is that when you put 2 condoms on your willy?
No, that is not it.
yeah.
Old school British, like people kind of like 60 plus, they often use the term double Dutch as a term for speaking and making absolutely no sense.
Well, you know, why do you even ask that question? You've known me for what, 5-6 years now. You should answer this question yourself, and it should be a resounding yes.
Right, let's take a look at this ability.
Give experience again. If this doesn't work again, you're very much entitled to laugh at me.
I'll just prepare my vocal cords, shall I?
Right, hang on. Looking at this. We're watching with a bated breath. No pressure.
He once phoned me on his bike and I feared for his life. I've heard they have canals. Yes, they do.
We have canals, ditches, Sloten.
Did you read about the canal in Wiltshire and someone sent their canal boat through all the locks and didn't close them after it? Such a drain.
Oh, good gravy, that's awful.
Like literally the whole Kennet and Avon Canal got drained.
Wow.
This idiot didn't close it behind.
What's my favourite era, Banana? It is the TMP era. What about everybody else in the chat?
Right, here we go. See? It worked.
Boo.
Did the thing.
I feel like those shots should last a bit longer. There should be more of them.
No, because I don't want the effect to last forever, because then it will just look silly.
That's what I
More
want.
power to weapons.
You see, I think I prefer the TOS era of the TMP era sometimes.
TMP era is best era, and anyone who says otherwise is committing heresy.
I think I agree somewhat, but I think because TMP was shot on film and you can see so much more detail in those models, it just looks so much better. Like, I love TOS, but because it was shot on 1960s and it was 1960s model work, a lot of it just looks flat, whereas update, you can see all the little greeblies and stuff on the TMP ones now.
Oh, I love TMP so much.
my God.
I love that design ethos. I adore the ships from the TMP.
If I could marry the TMP, I would.
Like, the crazy thing is though, the Enterprise model, the original one they have at the Smithsonian, the paint and everything on the little details that you never saw on TV is staggering. It's like,
Well,
if you did
some
shoot
of it
down-
on the Smithsonian, which they've now fixed, was added after. They added loads of like stupid Aztecing on it, which made it look horrible. But they've actually restored it back to how it was on the show. But yeah, I agree. It still looks amazing.
Sam Ronin, you mentioned the Akula class. You are welcome to stay.
Yes, yes.
You are a friend of the people.
Das Peeps.
That also means you're a communist, so we're gonna have to get rid of you.
Right, can we, would anybody else mind sharing their screens and showing us a little bit of the work that they're doing? Connor, turn the porn off.
No.
Didn't ask me to turn the porn
It'll
off.
take ages for him to.
You want to know what I've got on my other screen?
Right, so who am I looking at then? Neither of you? Okay.
I've turned it on, you.
Lipper.
Oh, icons.
Let's see, iconography.
Oh, this one's Max, isn't it?
That's Max. This is me doing my.
Oh, here's you.
That's not the. That's the sheet I did, you lying bastard.
Oh
this
wow! Look
one?
at all those icons that you've done. Those look amazing. Way
Why-
better than this.
I think you're looking at the wrong screen, Chris.
No, I'm looking at the right one.
Wait. Oh yeah, no,
I'm
you're
looking
right
at the
now.
wrong screen.
Are you looking at your own screen?
Yes.
So
You
we
are
have
so
target
self-absorbed.
weapons, which is a Klingon disruptor, and then we've got the simple disabled,
Tablet.
which can be seen.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes. And now I'm doing target antimatter. So
What if they've
I've drawn an
targeted
antimatter bottle.
So what if they've targeted a Romulan ship?
Then the icon's just not going to work, is it?
My immersion will be completely broken. I'll just quit the game. Oh, F4 right out of that.
Oh, Connor, what might be useful to know, I do have a crosshairs, which I've used on everything, which can be found in the texture in the references folder.
What folder?
The references
The
folder.
references.
In the icons in UI, and if you go into STI icons,
Oh, why do you have to do this?
if you go on STI icons, there's like a crosshair that I've already used in everything.
I'm not
There's a lot of
changing that one because it's part of the image.
Oh, why have you rasterized it?
Because I'm lazy.
Oh,
Why would you Connor, don't do this.
Oh, bad.
Remember, they all need to be in different. They don't.
Oh, he's
we've
got
another
layer
folder.
15. Have you been naming your layers?
Connor, for every ability within every ship, you have to
Oh,
have a new
Connor.
folder. What's wrong with you,
Oh.
Connor?
Word.
Look at the other. Open the attack cap folder.
Oh God, you bullies!
You see how it's got other folders in there?
I like how we've managed to convince him to do icons for about an hour, and we're ripping into him already.
Damn it, Connor!
Name your groups.
Fix it.
You put an H in target. He's gone quiet. I feel bad.
I don't. He's screwing up.
Connor's just ceased speaking to us now. He's like, no, I've had enough of this.
He's just muted his headphones. La 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 la.
Doing his own thing, chilling.
Oh, you put a bad word in there.
That's fine. At least it's a folder.
He's just foaming at the mouth now.
Damn it, Connor! I've filled an entire sheet with shit like that. You can do this.
I can do this. I'm
Ah,
also...
I'm
Very
starting to question that. You also do realize that there is an anti.
Sam Ronin says, but yes, the Akula has been a firm favourite of mine since back in Starfleet Command. Such a lovely little destroyer in those. Oh, it's in the it's in Continuum. Cool. I'll have to check that out.
Some text layers contain fonts that are missing. Well, that's useful.
Look at how many things there are there. Good luck trying to find the right layer, though.
Oh, Graham, I think she's probably quite mad with you.
Also, there's a lot of Klingon ships in there as well.
Okay,
for those
Declan,
that
you have a
use-
nice evening, man. Bane says, myself and Draconis are just hanging our heads. We have to work with these guys.
Speaking of which... oh, this is fun to do. Oh god, what's my Ares doing? You're fine. Yeah, you're ready.
Banana asks, will the Mirror Universe be involved in this mod? There may be an event that pertains to the Mirror Universe. Maybe.
I'm tired of these maybes. I'm going to open up 3ds Max and show the world once and for all.
Well, alright then. You've been live for just over 1 hour. By this point in your broadcast, you should have consumed at least 4 fluidic ounces of water to maintain optimum hydration. Thank you very much, Stay Hydrated Bot. That's very good of you. That means it's nearly time for me to make a coffee, because I will ignore your advice. Imagine Mirror Max. What a nice guy, says Jarrell.
Jarrell, I appreciate that. Come to the party. You're invited. Bring your own beer, though, so
That's
don't
quite
whine
impressive,
if
Sam.
there's Also, Connor, for all the icon renders, I've just done a flat skylight render.
Actually, that might be a nice idea. It is a kind of good day for tea, isn't it? I've got some Lady Grey tea that I might have.
Connor?
It's not as good as Sasha Grey tea, but it's alright.
Because it basically makes it more visible for the icon.
I'm trying to de-stress, so I'm just looking at Yorktown. I need to do a render with that one day. I haven't really done a really nice show off of it.
Alright, what was I going to show? Ah, yes, I was going to show this. Wasn't I? Oh no, wait, that's the wrong ship. That's from the wrong era.
What's that? I want one.
It's for the second. I was going to show this, wasn't I?
I want one of those. Make it happen.
Was it this that I was going to show off?
That's the Federation class, isn't
You've
it?
shown that already.
Oh yes, I wasn't going to show
Oh
that.
my, how many deflector dishes do you have?
Oh, for God's
That's not
sake.
got one. You
I
think
heard
this
you
is
like
too many
deflectors, so we put deflectors on your deflector.
think this is too many deflectors? Guess again! Butt deflector.
Ah, it's a bisexual ship.
It takes it up both ends.
Mirror Girl, what a team player. Yeah?
Miracle. For sure. and
Spell
profit.
so well.
You know, we don't actually know what happens in.
Vorik is becoming
Yes, we
enraged
do.
with you. Show the ship.
Where the hell did I save this? I think it's in the Stellaris folder. Don't judge me.
What's Hobbs? What?
You don't think I'll get any Sasha Grey tea? I'm a little bit sad about that. Why not?
Sasha Grey tea.
I think
would-
she'd be happy to offer me tea.
You don't want to know what kind of tea that is, though. You know how.
It would probably be a little bit milky for my taste.
That's like milking another person, and I don't mean a female.
I don't know what you mean. Hey, look at this ship.
Hey, look at the pretty thing.
I don't have any Earl Grey. I do have Lady Grey, which I'll probably have. It's Lady Grey is Earl Grey with kind of like a little bit of a citrus twist in it. It's beautiful. Really nice, refreshing tea.
Now, here's the thing about this Mirror Universe ship, which a lot of people forget. Now, most people just go lazy and add like this orangey stuff and call it a day. But actually, it's got a lot of black stripe details, which don't really see a lot. Like stuff like the stripe here and also on the pylons. And I found that a lot of people basically go like, yeah, we're just going to put the yellow on and that's going to be enough. But it's not, because that's not how it's supposed to be. Now, I think
Not with
that
this
when,
pedantic Dutchman.
I think when I was doing this, I made pictures of it, models. Oh, by the way, people, have any of you ever experienced this in this stream?
You're making me experience beige.
I've got something for that. Where is it? Let me search. There we go, girl.
Please make it not offensive. Oh, it's okay.
Also, this one's always good.
Oh, that one was very funny. I think that's something that that Schism Navigator sent to us the other day, wasn't it?
Oh, he's been strong with his meme game lately.
Come on, Max, show us the ship.
I'm sorry. You know what I get? Like, got, yeah. If you look here, you can see that a lot of the detail, like the black striping, is actually on the official model. And it's a shame that a lot of people just don't do that when they do a Mirror NX. What does bother me though a lot on this is the fact that a lot of the detail is misaligned with the hull plating. So I fixed that because that enraged me to the core.
Hey guys.
Let me just share that.
Oh, yeah.
There you go, folks. This is how professional Gull is when he thinks people aren't watching.
That's what I sent you on to, Chris.
It is, and I had to save it. It was just too good.
But there's one GIF that Connor got me, and it's a GIF for the ages, forever, and it's called Angry GIF.
Oh, good lord!
And it gets better the more you look at it.
He's definitely got angry eye.
Max sidetracked Loof. Yes, very much accurate.
Oh dear.
Also,
Oh no.
get her done.
The get her done, Tug.
Get her done.
By the way, guys, I'm going to the movie soon. Who wants to join me at Kenneth Keevan's?
Have you not seen that one, Connor?
Khan, Phoenix.
I particularly like the fact that it says Quark and Brunt FCA.
Khan, Phoenix prize packs can be worth it. Particularly if you're getting the Phoenix upgrade things. So yes, they can very much be worth it. Right, let's get out of Max's screen before he continues.
I'm sorry, no, I wasn't done yet.
Oh, good.
See, for people who like the TMP, this is a very important picture.
Yes, and thank you for that, guys. I said it once. I said it once, and it's now a meme. Thanks.
To anyone who's so inclined to ask that question again, this is my face, Savant. This is my face every time you ask for the release date.
Right, getting back to...
yes, also the teeth.
A human being who makes sense.
Also...
Hobbs!
Hello.
Hello. Can I have a look and see what's going on with you?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, I am on your screen now. Well away from Max's memes.
How dare you?
Basically, I've been doing these buttons down here, and then this one over here, and then I'm going to do these ones there.
Okay, and what do you think you're going to do with these icons? Are you going to have some imagery attached to them, or just are you going to have them as they are?
I'm going to get rid of the text because I don't put the text string on. I just bake the text into the image because I'm lazy. And then it will probably be something like this with this texture in the background, like these ones have.
Alright, good stuff. Well, I look forward to seeing the results of that. Can you see that puking guy still there, just doing his thing?
Max.
What?
Are you just keeping that up?
Yes. Chris, show it to the world.
What am I showing? Oh, hi, Cryptic. Boobs. Okay. This is not a drill. Is that what we're showing?
Yes. It's not a drill.
For the love of God.
Because it's a hammer.
That's not a drill, though. Back to Star Trek stuff. Where was I? All right.
Right, so the other researches that we're going to need to do is we are going to need the subspace satellite, the H1 orbital habitat, and the communications satellite. In addition to that, we need something for the TR3 defense turret. The experimental dry dock, we've already got something for that. Are we actually going to make more defense structures for the Feds?
Probably not.
Well, I think we're probably also going to need research unlocks for our space station varieties, aren't we?
Yes.
So that's something I will certainly do.
Yes.
I saw the message, Cryptic. Thank you very much. Right, folks. I think it is time for us to end the stream. I think we've been going for long enough now. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. Need more memes. I hope you have enjoyed what you've seen today. Just showing off a little bit of the development process of what each one of us has been doing this evening. And as always, I'd really appreciate it if you have any questions or you think of any questions during the course of the next week or so. Pop onto the video and just ask the question in the comments, and we'll either answer it during the next stream or we'll answer it directly as a reply to your comment. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you all in the near future. Thank you very much for joining me, everyone.
And remember, folks, don't let your memes be dreams.
Oh, good God.
Yeah.